Hello there. How is everybody doing today? I'm Amber Harper. I'm so glad to see you here if you're joining me live or if you're watching the replay or if someone has shared this on their Facebook page and you are watching later on. My name is Amber Harper and I'm from burnedinteacher.com, and I help teachers to name their burnout, identify their stage of burnout, and take specific action steps to beat that burnout. And that's what we're going to talk about today. I also work with schools and teachers with ways that they can use Google tools and other EdTech tools to improve their instruction and their workflow. And of course, I have the Burned In Teacher podcast that offers action, inspiration, and support for teachers dealing with burnout. So first of all, this is one of the first lives that I have done in quite a long time. And because I want to respect your time and stick to the actual steps and action steps that I want to talk to you about, I want to let you know, full transparency, I do have notes here. So if you see me kind of glancing down under my camera, that is because I know that I can get off topic because I get heated and excited about different topics. And I want to make sure that I stick with today's topic. So I have created notes. So today we're going to talk about 3 ways that you can wrap up your summer and go into the new school year with a mindset and a plan for beating your burnout before it actually starts, because we all know this story. And I don't really have to look at the notes for this one because I have lived this. So when I taught full time and began to ride that roller coaster of burnout that I've talked about on the podcast before, each year started and ended exactly the same. The school year would begin to gear up. The end of summer, I was refreshed. I knew this year was going to be different. I was excited about the new school year, the new students. I was going to do things differently. All right. I'm going to ignore the negativity. I'm going to control my schedule. I'm not taking work home. I am going to rock this year. And for the first 2 weeks, that's exactly what I would do. But you know the ending to this story because you have lived this as well. And in the comments, type in heck yes if this is you. All right. By October, and here in Indiana, we start school. In my first corporation, we would start school at the end of August. Typically, at my next corporation, we would start at the beginning of August. So around October time, report cards were getting ready to come out. I was not ready. And I wasn't prepared for them. My principal and I had already butted heads on several things that during meetings, I've already felt like, oh my gosh, I can't believe that this is happening. I've already had those times of really being frustrated with the way things were going. And my students were bored and distracted. And I was counting down the days to winter break. All right. By the end of Christmas break, I was already counting down the days until spring break and so on and so forth. So I had totally lost sight of my goals at the beginning of the year. So hence, that's when the burnout really starts to set in. The spring comes in and you are just, everybody's done. I had totally lost excitement for everything that was happening. Couldn't wait for summer to set in. So comment below again if this is your story. And I know that for those of you that are watching, this is. So here are the things I want to talk about today. So let's talk about the 3 ways that you can begin to take action now so you don't continue to replay this mixed tape of emotions that you go through every single school year. So this summer, we've been focusing on self-care. So we have had several episodes with teachers, with experts, with people who used to work full-time as a teacher, and they've shared their self-care strategies. So in episode 36, I shared 3 ways that you can tackle burnout this summer by taking the teacher burnout quiz, by identifying your burnout type, and then identifying the stage that you're in. I'll share the link below. If you go to bit.ly/BIT quiz, you can take the quiz, get the free quiz, super quick, get the cheat sheet, start taking those action steps now. In episode 37, Nate Lau shared the 4 rhythms of rest that we can the 4 rhythms of rest that we can bring into our lives that will help us to feel truly rejuvenated for our days and weeks and months ahead. So those 4 things were sleep, Sabbath, stillness, and solitude. In episode 38, Dana Thomas from Happy Teacher Revolution, if you haven't looked her up, check her out on Instagram. She's really inspirational. She's got some big goals with serving teachers and helping them to be happier. But she shared how self-care for her was taking immediate action on the things that she was watching happen around her all day, watching the unhappiness of teachers, feeling her own unhappiness. For her to take care of herself, she had to take a big leap of faith, sort of like what I did, and really take action on the way she was feeling about certain things and actually help the situation, which was her creating Happy Teacher Revolution. Episode 39, I had 3 teachers, amazing teachers, and I will actually tag them in this post as well, from the Burned In Teacher Facebook group, which if you have not joined, you really should, especially if you're already dreading the upcoming school year. Go to facebook.com/groups/burnedinteacher, request to join. There are almost 400 teachers in there telling their stories, asking for support in a safe environment. So I had 3 teachers come on here and share their thoughts, and maybe I won't tag them. I'll ask their permission first since this is on the Facebook page. But they shared their realistic ways of bringing self-care into their lives. And what I loved about that episode is I have always said there are not enough bottles of wine, not enough runs or massages or acrylics that can help you to self-care your way out of burnout. But in fact, all 3 of these teachers shared that they do get massages, they do get their nails done. It is a way for them to find that space that is just theirs, where they can take care of themselves and do something special for them. But that is not all that they did. They have left different districts. They have left the classroom and taken kind of a sabbatical. They have taken specific action steps alongside of these self-care practices to help them to beat their burnout. So it's an excellent episode. And next week, next Monday, I have Stephanie DeLussy coming on from Instagram. She's a huge advocate for mental health, anxiety, and for seeking therapy should you need it. It's an awesome episode. It's the last episode in the self-care series where I'm interviewing other teachers and experts. And I will go solo one more time for the summer self-care series to talk about some really interesting things about taking care of ourselves during the school year. But those are the episodes that we have had so far for our summer self-care series. And if you've not listened to them, that is actually step 1. Because if we go into the school year, like I used to every year saying, this year will be different, but I didn't do anything different. All I did was say the same thing, and I just believed it was going to be different. And my friends, I'm so sorry to tell you that just saying it out loud or just believing that things are going to be different without putting different things in our ears, without reading different things, without talking to different people and taking different action steps, things will not be different. They will be the same. So make sure that you start putting different messages in your head and different words start coming out of your mouth if you surely want things to be different this year. So that's step 1. Listen to these episodes or choose 2 or 1. And if it's not my podcast, find another podcast or find another YouTube channel. Find something that helps you to actually do something different, DSD, okay? Step 2 is pay attention, all right? Have you seen the back to school ads? Have you seen the back to school aisle? Has it made you hyperventilate in the middle of Target? I am already, okay, let me also say this. Have you been on Instagram lately? Have you already seen the classroom reveals? Pay attention to how you are feeling when you see things like that. Number 1, if those Instagram influencers that you're following, if they cause you anxiety and make you feel like you're not enough, unfollow them. Okay? Including me. If I'm not the person for you, if I cause you anxiety and stress, don't follow me. Take those people and those things out of your life that cause you anxiety. All right? That's kind of a separate thing, but it's kind of the same idea. Pay attention to how you feel and how your body and how your mind is reacting to different triggers. What is causing you to hyperventilate in Target or Kroger, wherever it is that you see these aisles or these back to school ads? What is coming to your mind? Is it the chaos of the week? Is it the workload? Is it the nights and weekends of grading papers? Is it your terribly negative colleagues? Is it that you feel like you don't have great classroom management? Is it that your schedule you feel is out of control? If those are the things that are causing you anxiety, there are not enough bottles of wine, massages, or runs, or venting sessions that are going to help you. Pay attention. And the third thing is start doing the work now to solve those issues. Okay. So for example, if again, you're worried about the lack of balance, you know things are going to get crazy. All right. Well, what does crazy mean? Does that mean that you have tons of, you're going to have tons of papers to grade? Okay, what can you do about that? Is it about the report cards that are coming up that you know that you're going to be cramming every 9 weeks or every trimester to get those grades in? Okay, what are other people doing out there? Pay attention. What are people doing to help you to find those systems that will help you find that balance? What are people out there sharing on social media, Instagram, Facebook? What are people sharing that is helpful to you? How can you approach them and say, hey, can you help me with this? I noticed that you have no behavior problems or very little behavior problems in your classroom. All right. Or I've noticed that you have been a huge advocate for mental health or anxiety. Can you teach me so I can take action and feel that way too, or start practicing these things in my life? Because again, if you say things are going to be different, they won't be. But if you start taking action and learning about the things that are causing you the anxiety, that are causing you the stress, that are causing you to burn out, if you start learning about those things and finding support and guidance through those challenges, my friends, this year will be different. Okay? It will be, because you're doing something different. You're bringing different resources into your life. You're not just scrolling through Instagram and looking at all of these rainbow organized rooms and beautiful classrooms that cost thousands of dollars and took hours and hours of time from people that don't live the same life as you. I'm not poo-pooing on a beautiful classroom. I love a beautiful classroom as much as the next person. But it's not realistic for you if that is not what you need in your life. Okay? The last part of this is I want to make sure that you know that if you need guidance and support and you're not finding it anywhere else, I just opened the doors to the Burned In Teacher Training Program. It's 8 steps to go from surviving to thriving in the classroom. I have taken my small group program and turned it into an 8-week course. And it actually is 9 weeks because there is an implementation week in there. And I put that in there because I've been a teacher. I know what it's like to try to balance all of these things. And it's more like harmony, right? So there's an implementation week where we will take a break to just implement the things that we've learned, do your own research. We come back together and finish out the rest of the weeks. And if you go ahead and join the program, join the course, it's only $97. That's $50 off of the regular price. You get a bonus module or a bonus mini course that's called Out the Door by 4, which is specific strategies on how you can take control over your workload. It's time management skills, productivity skills that I have learned and have brought into the teacher space. Okay, there are things that I learned while I was teaching full time and things that I have done research on now since I am doing Burned In Teacher full time. Things that I've learned from using Google tools and things like that. So there's that module. Another thing that you need to know is that you'll also get my Burned In Teacher Training ebook, which is a sort of a miniature version of the course. It still goes through the Burned In process, but the course goes much more in depth. You'll also get that ebook for free if you sign up before the end of August 5th. This deal does end on August 5th. There are weekly office hours, and right now I'm trying to decide if I'm going to host them in the free private Burned In Teacher Tribe Facebook group or if we're going to do them somewhere else. But either way, there's going to be weekly office hours where we will meet as a tribe and talk about your questions and struggles, and you will get that support that you need. Now, the great thing about the course And the reason that teachers from my Facebook community and my email community wanted a course instead of the small group program is that even though the modules will release each Saturday morning, you can go through them at your own pace. So no matter where you are, what module you are on, what lesson you're on, you can join those weekly office hours or send me questions really anytime in the Facebook group. And I can help you, and we will help each other as tribers. We will help each other through your specific situation, your specific module that you're on, or your lesson. So you don't have to be specifically on that module that week. You could be wherever it is that you are on in your life. Okay, so if you go to burnedinteacher.com/work-with-me, I will also put that link in the comments below. You can learn more about the program. Please DM me questions on social media or email me at support@burnedinteacher.com if you have any questions as well. The last thing that I wanted to make sure that you understood is we will go through the burned in process each week, right? So begin where you are, you understand your teacher brand, reflect on your challenges, okay? But what I also will be bringing into this course, and that what makes it deeper and like I said, more in-depth than the ebook, is that at the end of each of the modules, so we'll all go through that B module together, same instruction, but I will have different action steps for each of the different burnout types. So if you are burned and over it, and if you've taken the quiz, you know what I'm talking about. If you're burned and over it, you're going to have specific action steps and a specific template just for you. If you're burned and unbalanced, you're going to have specific action steps and a template for you. And if you're burned and bored, you're going to have different action steps and a template for you. So although we're going through the same mindset lessons and the same action lessons for the burned in process, you will have specific guidelines and steps for you to take if you're struggling with your time management, your workload. So those things will be worked into the course, all right? And then of course, if you join the program before the end of August 5th, you will even get that bonus module, the Out the Door by 4 mini course, so that you can even step up your time management and productivity even more, because burned and unbalanced is the most popular type of burnout that I serve teachers with. Okay, so the 3 steps are this. I want to make sure that I say them in the correct order. I just lost here we go. So the first one is listen to the podcast, the self-care series, okay? Or go back and listen to old Burned In Teacher podcast episodes. And again, if you don't listen to my episodes, but you find another influencer out there to listen to, there are tons of amazing podcasts that you can listen to. There's Vicki Davis, who will actually be on the podcast very soon, with 10-Minute Teacher. There's Angela Watson. There's Kelly Weiss. There are amazing support systems out there for teachers, okay? So if it's not mine, it doesn't hurt my feelings. You got to do what's best for you. Find someone to listen to or watch or read that can give you resources that don't cause you anxiety, but that get you excited for change, okay? Step 2 is pay attention. How do you feel about seeing those back to school aisles? How do you feel when you're on Instagram and you see those gorgeous classrooms that I don't believe are real, by the way? And how do you feel and what can you do about it? All right, number 1, if you're on Instagram, you can unfollow them. Number 2, if it's about, classroom management and organization and productivity, time management, okay, what can you do about that? All right, because saying that this year will be different is not going to make this year different. The third thing is that go to burnedinteacher.com/work-with-me, learn about the course, get the support that you need. And if it's not through the course this time, there's an ebook, or you can use the free cheat sheet. There are multiple ways that I want to be in your space to help you through this school year. Now is the time, not when the burnout sets in, because when the burnout sets in, you don't feel like doing anything. Now is the time. All right. So if you don't join the course, at least go to burnedinteacher.com, click on the button to take the quiz, at least get the cheat sheet, start getting your wheels turning. Okay. If you're super self-motivated and you want to do this on your own, go for it. Okay. But right now, the course is only $97, and that price point does end at the end of the day on August 5th. All right. If you have any questions, type them in the comments below, DM me on social media at burnedinteacher, or send me an email at support@burnedinteacher.com. I am going to be coming on here live once a week starting today. So look for more live alerts that I put out on Facebook and in my Facebook group. Oh, that's another thing. Join the Burned In Teacher Facebook group. All right, it's totally free. Find the support, the safe space for you to be able to find that support as you go through your school year. All right, totally free, no pressure. I want to be there for you in any way that you need it. All right, so everybody have a great week. Burn on. I'll talk to you soon.